Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Dragon's Den. This is Shelby with Shelby Creations. We're going to try this again. Day 20, and we made this little pocket with a little slip in it, but when I went to get it off of my memory card, it wasn't there. I don't know what happened, so I reckon we'll end up with two of these. That's okay. I can always use more space in my junk journal. So we're going to try this again. And all it is just a little pocket made from two ATC cards that I have glued together. You know, these 3.5 by 2.5. Well, not glued, but taped together. And this is what happens when you lay them side by side and put the tape down. You go to close it, and it's like it doesn't want to stay closed. This is why I always say, you know, hold them this way and fold the tape over. So, we're going to try this again. I still have my piles of scrap here, and, you know, what a lot of people regard different things as scraps. With me, it's any piece of paper that I've already removed something off of. With a book page, it can be where I just removed a side. It can be pattern paper that I've used a piece of. That was teacher's notes for students. I found that in old books, so I made a copy. No name or anything on it. And, you know, this one here, I just used a small piece off the side. These I consider scraps, and believe it or not, from my copyweight type paper and book paper, these are all the scraps I have left. Now I do have cardstock scraps. We're not including those. So, oh, that's not a scrap. I'll try and get all of these pretty much in the same pile. That's not paper, that's tape backing. So I'll stick them all over here. Because until I'm done, I don't throw anything away. So, now when you have like a regular sheet of paper that has not had anything torn off of it, this is not scrap to me. So this goes in a totally different pile. So what we're going to do, we're going to remake what we did. It may not come out exactly, but it'll be close enough. Now, to here, I want to add some paper. Mat the front and back. What have I got? Oh, that's regular paper. This is, gets all turned up. That's copy dyed paper, copy dyed paper. I want something with some, I think this is what I used on the front. That's not big enough. But if we use the tape on the side, this may work. I think instead of trying to tear that really skinny edge off. No, I'm not even going to cut it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come in here with my ink, and I'm going to ink that side. See, can't even see where the white was. And I ink because you're using light on light. You want it to have some delineation and not sort of fade out. So we use that on one side, and I used a piece of this. Now, this is from Genevieve Designs. This is part of her background papers. She has some beautiful background papers. I love them. I'll leave the link below to her channel. All of her videos, you can go through any one that takes her to her Etsy shop. Check them out. If you don't like doing junk journals, you'd rather do something more structured, she has templates for albums and books, and just take some time and look through everything she's got. It's wonderful. She is phenomenal. So I'm going to find an edge that I like, and I think it's going to be this corner here. So what I want to do is give me a rough estimate on where I'm going to tear this at. I'll put that back over in my scrap pile. Was that the, I think that, yeah, that's the piece. Okay. Move that out of the way. Move this out of my way. Need room to work. So I'm going to lay that down just to cover that edge. And come right along there. Alright, so that got rid of that white edge. This I'm not going to keep. I know I tell you I keep everything, but I'm not going to keep that. Which way was I going? I was going this way. Okay, so now her work is copyrighted. So for those of you that, you know, love this design, go and check her out. And I'm going to come across this way. Like that. Now, it may not be even. I don't care. I think I'm going to turn that around. Like that. Okay. Come in here. Knock back those edges. With a little bit of ink. Just like that. And then I'm going to use my tape, and I'm going to use tape and glue, mainly because I don't want them coming off. Now, when I tape, I start where I want, and then I'll put my finger where I want it to stop, and then I can just bring my scissors there and snip. And it usually takes me right to the edge or really close. Hold and tap. Well, when I can see where I'm cutting. Hopefully soon we'll be getting lighting in here. I think my son has ordered it, but we've got to get some more of the wiring that goes with it. So as soon as he does, and he has a chance, he will get us new lighting in here. Woohoo! Maybe it won't look so funny. My videos won't look so dark. Pull that to the... Oops, now see there? It went over. Just a little, but I'm not worried about it. Alright, now I had found... Oh, there it is. I lost this at one point, and it had to move everything off my desk to find it. I'll burnish both pieces of tape. And then just come up here. I give it a little bend and it usually comes off when I get it burnished down good. And why did that? I don't know what happened. Oh well. It's just tape. It's not a piece of paper, so. Okay, there goes that one. And there goes that way. And that's why I had those in the scrap pile. Not looking where I was putting things. Alright, lay both of those down. Drag out my glue. Put some there in the center. Come over here to this one. Put some here in the center. Ah! No, 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 no. See, it can happen to me on camera. I don't want it to happen to you there. So be careful when you do these, so it doesn't end up like mine just did. And it may be better doing them one at a time. But just give it a little rub. Fabri-Tac rubs off if you get it, you know, before it dries. So here goes one side. And this really doesn't matter, because it's just a plain piece, but I'm going to put it down there. Now on this one here, I did butterflies, but you know what? I think I'm going to change. I have some just little, I don't want to call them cheap, because they're just sort of inexpensive little stamp pads, and I do print the side on them. So, let's do these in hearts. We have roses though, but I think I want some hearts on this one. So dab, dab, dab. And just give it a turn. I mean, hearts don't have to all go one way. Goes that side. I'm going to turn it over and do the back. Now when you're stamping on this athletic tape or sports tape, whatever they call it, you really want to make sure that you don't do a double stamp. You ink it each time, because this has material on top and it doesn't come out good the second time around. Take my little wipe here and make sure that's all nice and clean. And then because it's got bubbles in it, just give it a good stamp, run it around, and there we're all nice and clean. So back in my box it goes. That goes back on my shelf. Now, back to here. I used this tape last time, and I think I liked it, so I'm going to use it again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off a length. Come in with my Fabri-Tac and lay down a bead of glue right along there, because I don't want this opening up later on down the road. I want it to stay put, because it is going to hold a little, you know, a little note. So get that out of the way. Alright, trim this off. And I'm trimming it off because I want this to remain open all the way to the edge. It is raining here this morning, and it is, well, somebody told me those were called glue boogers. But whatever it was, where it starts to dry, I had to get that off of there. Fold it over, and then give it a nice good finger burnish. Here goes one side. I have been had a scratchy throat ever since it started raining. Ah, sticking. Let's cut off a piece. We'll do the same to the side. Come down with a bead of glue. I need both hands. Stick that down. Ah, it didn't want to stay. Up. Push it down and it'll stay shut. Alright, we'll trim this end. We'll come up and trim this end. And then put our last little bead of glue right down here. And there goes our sides. Now I left the back of the first one blank because I don't know if I want to glue this to a page or if I just want it as an insert in a pocket or something. So till I decide, I can leave that blank. I can come back and decorate it later. And it happened again. I don't know what happened with the end of the video. The first card we did had the little paper tabs on it with the little sparkly half gem and the note paper on the inside. The second one that you were watching, after I had finished the tape, I simply added some little bits of seam binding I had left with another one of the little flat back gem things, and inserted my little scrap piece of journaling paper. So this was day 21, not 20, because when reviewing the film I realized at the front I said 20. But this is day 21. The second one we did with hearts. The first one had the butterfly on the ends. So if you like what you see, sorry about the bloopers today. Like I said, I don't know what happened. Give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button so you'll be notified in the future. And I promise I will get my son to take a look at the camera and see if we can figure out what went wrong. I will leave links below to Victoria's channel, Crafty Little Dragonfly. She is the one that got me into this. Excuse me. And she was going to join us in the challenge this time, but her studies in college sort of nixed that. I'll leave her channel link below. Check her out on the ones that she's done before. She is a wonderful artist. Ginger Bush over at Ginger Corners is the other one that I have that joined me this time. I think she's also doing hers out of scraps. So check out her channel and look at her art cards for August. I will also leave the link for Genevieve Designs. If you go to any of her videos and then click the drop down box, there's a link there for her Etsy store. Please take the time and go and look. She has background designs, ephemera, everything's digital, it's a download. She has albums and books that you can make that she sells the templates for, and she has videos that go directly with those. I mean, she's a wonderful creator. So check her out. You'll find the links to those 3 channels below. And join me tomorrow for day 22. Bye, guys.